Hi everyone, I've just come back from a boot sale here in England, my very local one actually. And as a lot of you know, I tend to pick up the unusual, particularly in the electrical line, certain plants, anything unusual that's the right price I will pick up. Anyhow, today, and this will interest our American viewers, this is a night kit. This was a company in America that produced loads of kits. These were made up by the buyers. They would buy an item in kit form and would assemble it. There'd be diagrams and show you how to assemble it, what it was supposed to look like, and a faulting diagram. Anyhow, this, as I say, is Knight. Now I looked this up and find out the company is called Allied Radio of Chicago. Well, you can't get more American than that. Anyhow, from the old catalogues, this would appear to be relatively new. When I say new, could be the 60s, 70s. I wouldn't say it's older than that. Now, I did take it out of the case so we can have a little look inside. This is the inside of the case. There's a little tag there. Obviously, if it went wrong, it could be sent back and repaired or whatever. I think if I sent this back, they would laugh at me. It's more a museum piece than anything. I'm just hoping this video is going to last out. It looks like they might have a problem. Hey, looking at the case itself, made in Japan. So although outwardly it says Chicago, it's actually made in Japan. You've got all the things there. You've got your switches for various ranges. And you've got your 0 ohms, to 0 to get the ohms reading. And of course your dial. I like anything like this. Don't necessarily use it, but it goes in my little museum. Now, also on it was a lead, a power lead, and has the 2-pin American plug, which tells me it's probably 110, 120 volts. So no way is that going to be put into our mains of 230. But you always got to think, did the previous owner accidentally plug it in? I don't think he did. He struck me, or the son of the person struck me as being quite sensible. And he was a radio ham. He had various other bits and pieces. And he worked for British Telecom, a firm which I am fairly familiar with, having put in some years with them. Anyhow, let's have a little look inside. Now, look what we found here. Not just a basic meter. There is a battery in there which, let's see if there's any clues. Mind, this could have been changed at any time. It's a Philips battery. Sometimes you'd have a date on it, but this is probably before they did put dates on, so I can't glean anything from that. Just that it's Philips, made in Belgium. Anyhow, that would be for the ohm meter, I would think. There's a capacitor there, also Japanese. There's a code on it, CE. Well, CE refers to our European market. But look what else is here. You've got a couple of valves, or for you Americans, tubes. So is it a valve voltmeter? This would certainly explain why we have a mains lead. We've got a transformer there as well. With a code on there. We've got a 2 discs capacitors. This, as far as I know, would have been made up by the buyer. He would buy the actual job and would assemble it. Also, I've just noticed this item there. That looks to me like a old rectifier. There is a name on it, but if I can see it. And unfortunately my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I'm still waiting for a cataract operation. Anyhow, I'll close in on it. We'll see if it shows up when I processed it and it's sent up to YouTube. It could be. Anyhow, the 2 valves, the one on the left is a 12AU7. That's that one there, 12AU7. And the one on the right is a 6AU. I know valves, the older members would probably recognise valves. Our new members are transistors and chips and all the modern stuff, but I still remember valves, and I appreciate using them. Also, we have a wafer type switch that's used to select the voltage range. When testing voltage, you've got some high stab resistors, and they would be switched in and out to give you your thing. Also, I noticed, and just noticed it, is a lamp or a bulb. Whether it's working or not, I don't know. If it doesn't work, I can probably find one. That is a typical bayonet or small bayonet cap, or no, miniature bayonet cap, and that would indicate that it's plugged into the mains. I will try it, but I shall bring it up slowly on a variac. This is the safest way of doing it. Another way is to have a 110 volt lamp in series, so the juice goes in through the bulb, out through the actual equipment and back to the plug. But I have got, in fact I've got a couple of variacs, so we'll have a little look and see what happens. I might do another video on this at a later stage. But what I would say is, if any of you out there know of this, and I feel sure that it will be well known, particularly in America, as that's where it came from, any information would be greatly received. So that's the actual innards. I will show you some other bits that came with it. Now we've got a probe here, which to my mind is a high voltage probe. This is typical of a high voltage. In fact, it's got on here, well that's Japanese, but the words, turn it round, HV, which obviously stands for high voltage. That was in, and they have got a screw. I don't know what this plug's called. It obviously has got a name, but my knowledge of numbers and what plugs are called is not that good. But anyhow, that would screw into the front of the actual meter. Also, we've got some other probes. Got another probe there. I think it's probably missing a couple of leads, but we will see. Here too is another Japanese probe. These are all interesting items, and I say this will certainly go into my little museum. So if anyone's got any comments on this, please let me know. I'd be most grateful. Anyhow, once again, thanks for watching. Please leave comments and any relevant information about these. Thank you again. Thank you.